Cool. Hi guys. How you doing? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Bokang Jiyane. If it's your first time here on my channel, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it so that you can get a notification every time I post a new video.
Yes.
And today, as you can see, we're doing a segment called Let's Talk. We've got mic situations, and I've got my first guest for Let's Talk.
I'm so honored.
Yeah.
So honored. My name is Zanele. I am Bokang's friend and colleague.
Yes, man. So glad to have you.
I'm happy to.
Glad to
I'm
have you.
happy.
For those of you who don't know, I've been wanting to make Let's Talk or Let's Chat a podcast situation.
Mm-hmm.
We're not there yet,
But progressing.
but we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there. So the conversation at hand right now that we're gonna be speaking about today is about life, right? And for me, I remember speaking to my parents earlier in the week and telling them how taxing life is.
It is very.
You know, like you get so drained.
Yeah.
You work so hard for this idea of success. And I guess like the most basic way to describe success is achieving wealth and recognition or prominence in the field you're working in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But attaining like prominence in like the field of work, right? Like that's like bare minimum what we think.
Yeah.
But in us, you know, chasing wealth, chasing our dream jobs, getting distinctions, right?
Yeah.
Like it's so taxing because you get at the end of the day and you're like really like in the grander scheme of things, why am I doing what I'm doing?
I am like right now in a stage of my life where I don't know what my why is. And that's so confusing because every day you like do stuff and then in the back of your mind you're like, why?
That's the wildest.
That is the wildest. So you know what before we get into that, I wanted to say that a life is designed from a young age, accomplishments are big. When you like start walking, that's when they clap for you. When you start talking, that's when we celebrate. You know, when you have your birthday, that's when you get celebrated.
Yeah.
When you're grade 1 and you win a competition, that's like amazing. So in life, accomplishments are things that we grow up learning that's what you strive for in life. And that's why I think you don't just celebrate being alive and you don't just like celebrate doing the bare minimum and like just being a human. You have to be a human and achieve things.
Yeah.
And when you don't achieve things, you feel like, what am I doing? But you're being a human, you're being alive. You are here, you are living every single day. That's enough.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of, because I started an acting workshop, right? With Actor Space. Shout out. Great, I'm loving it. First class, they asked us, who are you? So before I even get into that, who would you say Zanele is?
See, I already know where you're going.
Do you?
Zanele is a UP student, a taxi firm presenter, and...
Okay, now I didn't ask you what you do.
That's the problem. I can't separate, most people, we can't separate what we do from who we are.
She clapped me.
Yeah, I knew where you were going. Because that's like the questions I ask myself. I'm like, but besides being a student, besides being a taxi firm presenter, besides being someone who loves public speaking, because I love doing that, but that's also something you do. It's not who you are. Like, who am I?
I think for me, what I've got, because I think we took like 2 weeks like discussing this, and what stood out for me is it's kind of a tricky question to answer.
Yeah.
You know, because what you do influences who you are, but it's not who you are. Because I remember somebody made the dopest example. They were like, so who were you when you were born?
Yeah.
Were you nothing? No, you weren't. You were somebody.
Yeah.
There was something there, but who is that? What is that?
Yeah.
You know, I think that gets tricky.
There's a fine line because obviously who you are influences what you do, and what you do influences who you are.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a mixture, but you should be able to separate what you do from who you are.
Damn. But with the who you are chat, it gets tricky. But I think what I want to say with that is, think about it. If you've never considered yourself actually who am I?
Yeah.
Not what do I do?
Yeah.
You know, who am I as a person, you know.
And also not I am this one daughter or I'm this one's girlfriend.
Yeah, no.
Like, who are you?
As an individual, yeah.
Alone. Separate everyone and everything else.
Crazy. And what I want to actually chat about now is going back to your why thing.
I'm having the hardest time. But like, I think I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know, but like your why, one thing I do know, your why is very important.
Sure.
Because you do things knowing that this is my end goal, this is where I want to be. You're not just doing things just because, you're not just like flowing, you know. And floating sounds nice, but it's not. Like you're just like, you're going every day, you're living day by day, you don't really know what's happening. But like if you have a why, you wake up knowing, I'm going to school because at the end of the day I want to do this. I'm going to work here because this is my plan to go there. This is my why. This is why I'm doing everything I'm doing every single day. It motivates you.
I think also having a why gets tricky. Because also with your why, there's kind of a sense of accomplishment that's attached to it. So if you're spending a lot of time on your why and you don't get to that level of accomplishing it or see fruits coming from it, it gets a bit tricky now because you're like, why am I alive now?
Yeah.
And then that's where you actually, life gets real for you in the sense that now you start asking tough questions.
Yeah.
And you don't know how to work around that because you've been so focused on this why or this dream.
Yeah.
So what would you say? Like what would be like your one advice to like young people like us?
Yeah.
Or even old people, I don't know what
Everybody.
But what would be like your one advice to somebody who's watching this and who's like, yo guys, life is giving me. Because I don't know about you, I was actually speaking, I don't know, I think I was speaking to you or somebody, I was speaking about how life this year was like, it started off with such a heavy tone.
Really?
And I think with most people, because I think most people, but I think for most people, that died out very quickly. It was like, yo, back to life. Am I getting a bursary? Where am I studying? School fees,
that's true.
Like I don't know if it's just me and like some people around my life, but like there was so much stress with like starting off this year. And it was heavy, like people passing away,
it's a lot, there's a lot happening. But like a lot of negative things happening.
Exactly. So like in the climate we're in, or we've been in, right? As individuals, as people, at least what I think people have been in, like what would you like encourage somebody who's been through a tough time now?
I think finding out your why, very important. Like even if it's like a temporary why, it doesn't have to be like your life end goal, but something that's gonna keep you going. Because there's like surviving and living. Surviving sucks. Like it's not nice. Living is nice. So even if you're living to and like moving forwards every day towards a temporary why, that's fine. At least you're like living and you're like, you know, like you feel in control. Yeah, I'm just saying like figure out that why, even if it's temporary, even if it's long, and like don't just survive, live, be happy, be in the moment. Be in the moment. Yes, you're stressing about the bursary. Yes, you're stressing because there's no money. Yes, like you're putting in so much work and like nothing, no fruits are showing. But like just be in the moment. You know, like the biggest thing is when you look back and you're like, oh my gosh, I prayed for this.
Oof, yeah.
I prayed to be where I am.
Thanks.
So like live in the moment that you are, and then when you look back, you're gonna be like, even though it was tough, I enjoyed that time, I lived through that time, I passed that time, and I look back and I'm a happy person.
I hear that. Preach. But also what I want is to get the sense like for you, right? Like where are you in your life right now? And I think I'll start with myself.
Yeah.
I don't know, right?
Same.
For the most part, I don't know. Because I think I'm at a place now, and I did mention this before on my channel, but I changed degrees this year.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I'm doing first year again.
That's
right?
okay.
And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just that there's this like thing at the back of my mind personally, where I feel like my goals are delayed. Not just in school, but like YouTube, you know. Things I wanted to do, like maybe with my dancing, acting, just everything. I just feel like I'm behind. Because also like academically, I think it's the obvious thing. Because like I'm with mates who've been going to school.
Yeah.
Some of them are like graduating. Yeah, you know, last year and all
and
that.
you're like starting over.
Yeah, so I think for me, the taxing is the work I need to put. You know, because you know you want to push content, then there's you want to do classes, you want to do radio. You know, so there's so much. So I think for me, I'm at a place where I'm pushing so hard, but at the same time, not that there's no fruit, but it's not fruit that I want.
Yeah.
I think that's where I'm
and that's
at.
tough.
And
Yeah.
Sorry. Just like to keep on going is it's a mission.
Yeah.
And it goes back to having a why, right? But I just feel like sometimes my why is not enough.
It is enough. That's
Great.
That it has to be enough. Because then if it's not enough, why are we here? Why are we doing all of this? You know? So you have to get to a point where like you actually believe that your why is enough. And if it's not enough, maybe that's not your why.
Possibly. I hear that.
I don't know.
That's possible.
Because I'm still figuring it out. Like I'm looking for my why now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, like I know, but I don't know.
So holistically in your life, where are you at?
Like I'm doing school, I'm doing radio. I know why I'm doing radio is because I really am passionate about radio presenting and just presenting in general. But like I believe in the greater good, and like I believe everyone on earth is put here for a purpose, not like a career, for a purpose.
Hear that?
Because I believe that my career is presenting, but what is my purpose? That's what I'm like seeking now. Because I want to like work towards something that's gonna make the world a better place.
Yeah.
But like now I don't know what that something is. So like, and like it's like I'm like, why am I here? Like I don't know what I'm doing. You know, I don't know why I'm here. Like what is my purpose on this earth? Why did God put me here? That's my problem.
So do you like, because personally I'm very religious. Well, right? So a lot of like the motivation I get or like thing that fuels my why is my relationship with God, the word that I read, the Bible.
Yeah.
So I want to know from you, like, where do you draw your yes for life?
Yeah.
Because hey guys, life is tough. Like, that's all we speak about. Life is not easy.
Yeah.
Whether you're achieving your goals, or even if you just want like the most basic life and you just want like your ends to meet.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
It's not.
So how do you get that spirit and that?
Like I definitely believe in God, and like that's where I get it. But like I'm still like I like to call it a baby Christian.
I hear that.
A baby believer, because like when things get rough, I like go to the nearest exit, and you shouldn't. And that's why I'm not like I hate saying this, and I hate admitting it because I wish it was different. But like I'm not the strongest believer, and I'm not like super strong in my faith. Cause like I will like read my Bible, I'll pray, whatever. When things are going good, like I'm there.
You're on it.
I'm on it. And then things go bad, and I'm on it, and I'm like praying, and like I seek help from God. But like when a certain period passes, and I feel like I've been waiting for way too long now, I'm just like then.
Yeah.
And that's bad. That I shouldn't.
But I think what stands out is at least you recognize that.
Yeah.
And you're working on it.
I am working on it. I am. And I think that's why my why is a bit wonky, because like my faith in God is a bit wonky, and I truly believe that my why comes from God. So like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I need to figure that out.
Okay, so now we're gonna close off, right? Because I don't want to make it too long for the people.
Yes.
But I guess like what we've discussed about is understanding your why.
Yeah. Finding your why. Understanding your why.
Understanding your why. And also understanding that life is not difficult. I mean, life is difficult.
Not easy, yeah.
It's not easy, right? But, and we know with everything that's been going on.
Yeah.
Right? To close it up, your last words to help a sister or brother that's struggling out there.
Yeah.
What would those last words be?
I definitely say life does not come with a manual. There's no training, there's no instruction book. So make your mistakes, learn and live. Like just make those mistakes, learn and live. Don't put so much pressure on yourself to be perfect. Don't don't put high expectations for yourself. Make a mistake, learn from it, and move on with life. That's how we learn. Like that's how life is supposed to go.
And
there's no training manual.
That's Zanele on the mic, drop it.
Yeah,
man, I think for me, like, just to close it up, I think the one thing that stood out with what you were saying is, I want to say introspection. Life has to do with a lot of introspection. Obviously, that comes with finding your why. That comes with, like, Zanele, like, being honest about, her vibes, me telling you it's, like, this is for me where I find my vibes, So I think do a lot of introspection in your life. Figure out these things. Like, the person you should really enjoy the company of before anybody else's is your own. And that's what I just want to leave that with. And I hope you guys got something from this. Let's talk is for talking.
Yeah.
That's our 2 cents. We might be wrong, we might be right.
We're also still learning.
You know what I mean? We're learning as we go.
Yeah.
Right. But I thank you guys for watching. It's been lovely. It's been great. My name has been Bokang Jiyane. This has been Zanele.
Yes. Zanele Ndala.
And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.